All right, guys, welcome back. It is Oscars week. Let's get going. Roll it. The Oscars are coming up. They are this Sunday. I don't know how many of these movies you guys have seen. I have certainly not seen every single movie nominated, but I am super excited for the Oscars. The Oscars is one of my favorite award shows of the season. It is all about movies. Here we go. Oscar pick. I am going to preface this by saying that I have not seen every single movie. I am not by any means a member of the Academy Awards, so I am not going to be able to predict exactly who might win. Most of these are going to be based on the movies I have seen or the people that I think deserve the win or the people even that I want to win. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to go through every single nomination category. I'm not even going to list all the nominees. I'm just going to give you a category and then give you my pick and give you a few reasons why. So here we go. So the first category, music. So we're not talking about music as in the songs in the movie, like Black Panther had a lot of music from the soundtrack, which is different from the score. The score is the music that's kind of in the background of the movie, the music that a lot of times is a lot of violins and orchestra. For my pick for musical score for this year, it is Black Panther. The score was just incredible. The soundtrack was also amazing. Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite artists. The score was just very unique to the movie. There's not really any other movie like it this year that has a similar feel or a similar vibe to the music. So that's why I picked Black Panther for original score. Okay, the second category that we're going to go over is writing. Now, writing is broken down between adapted and original screenplay. Original screenplay means a story that is written originally by the filmmakers. So this is a story that's never been written before, and adapted is based on usually a book or a play or something that the filmmaker revisioned the story to create something new for the movie. For adapted screenplay, I picked Barry Jenkins' If Beale Street Could Talk. Now this movie was incredible. It should have been nominated for Best Picture. I'm very frustrated that it isn't. Barry Jenkins is one of my favorite directors and filmmakers. Very dynamic, and he creates these beautiful landscapes, especially for Black people and how the world is, society is against them a lot of times in history, and he just creates this rich cultural masterpiece. Every single one of his movies are just incredible, and they tell a beautiful story. For original screenplay, I have to go with Green Book. Green Book is actually based on a true story of the filmmaker's parents, which is insane. I haven't gotten to see the movie personally yet, but Mahershala Ali is one of my favorite actors of all time, and Viggo Mortensen is incredible, so I'm looking forward to seeing this movie, and I've heard nothing but incredible things. Okay, the next category is documentary film. This is full-length feature film. I have to go with the documentary RBG. RBG is based on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She is a Supreme Court justice currently sitting in the Supreme Court, and she is an incredible woman. She has an amazing story, and this documentary just laid everything out, gave a step-by-step history of where she came from, how she started, and who she is today. It is an incredible documentary. It is on Hulu, I believe, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. RBG is my pick for Best Documentary this year. The next category is directing. Best Director is a very prestigious award. It is very hard to attain, only goes to the best of the best. My pick for this year is Spike Lee with BlacKkKlansman. Spike Lee is known for his outrageous takes on historical pieces, puts his own stamp of approval onto things, and he calls them his joints. He is an incredible filmmaker. He is a very raunchy and hard storyteller. He did an incredible job with BlacKkKlansman. One of my favorite movies of the year, easily in my top 3 of the entire year of 2018. Definitely deserving of the Best Director award. So it has to go to Spike Lee for me. Now the next category is for cinematography. So cinematography is a very unique category. Not a lot of people really know what it is. To put it in the simplest terms, cinematography is the general look of how the movie looks and feels. So the way that the artists and the photographers and the filmmakers created this atmosphere using the camera and using lighting and special effects, the way that they captured each moment and how they came about capturing each moment. That is what cinematography is. There's a lot of great movies nominated in this category, and it's one that I look forward to hearing the winner for each year. But this year I have to actually go with A Star is Born. The reason being is because Bradley Cooper was able to get this feel for the camera to get really close up on the actors the entire movie. Some people said was kind of a cop-out, and some people said it was a way of him not being a very sophisticated director, but I think it's the opposite. I think he really knew what this story was, and he really knew what he was trying to say. The story was very personal to fame and to becoming a star and this journey you go through of being in the limelight. So instead of giving us this grand scheme of what this is and being far away from these people who we're supposed to grow with, he got really, really close up. And these close-up shots gave us a really personal look into these two characters' lives, and it made the movie that much better. If it would have been shot in wide angle or shot from far away, it wouldn't have had the same feel and the same drastic effect that this movie had. Alright guys, next category is animated feature film. There were a lot of great animated feature films this year. Incredibles 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. My pick has to go to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Honestly, one of the best animated feature films I have ever seen. The story was incredible. The design was insane. The way they were able to capture this comic book feel and this graphic novel feel at the same time while getting this very realistic and dynamic animation quality for each of the characters. There was just this unique look into this world of Spider-Man and this world of animated movies that I had never seen before. And I hope that we get some more of this style or just some more of this brand new take on animation to get better and more interesting and unique feature films coming soon. The story was just absolutely incredible with all of these different Spider-Man characters coming together to create one cohesive story. They did it very well. The voice acting was incredible, incredibly visual to look at. I would give this movie a cinematography award if that was possible because of how beautiful it was to just watch. You could watch it silently and you would be amazed. Animated feature has to go to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse this year. Okay guys, now we're getting into the acting categories. The first acting category I'm going to go with is actress in a supporting role. And I have to give it to Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. Again, If Beale Street Could Talk, one of my favorite movies of the year, an incredible biopic on the 1970s of what it looked like for this young black couple to be growing in this community with their families and with their friends. And Regina King plays one of the main characters' moms in this movie, and she does an incredible job. She is very convincing in her role. She does not hold back with the passion and the importance of what it is to be a mother for this young couple, and she just crushes this role. I cannot imagine anybody else getting this award because it is an incredible performance by an incredible actress, and I hope that she can take it. Okay guys, the next category is for supporting actor. I have two picks for this one. One of them I have seen the movie, the second one I haven't. For the first one, I'm going to pick Adam Driver for BlacKkKlansman. Now, BlacKkKlansman was one of my favorite movies, as I said. Spike Lee directed, and Adam Driver played a police officer, and he infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan. And that's the premise of the movie. He helped John David Washington's character infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan, and they worked really well together. Their chemistry was really good. The chemistry with the rest of the cast was really good on screen. He also just portrayed this role very well. He portrayed it as his character was a Jewish man entering this KKK group, and he was able to just convince them and able to create this dynamic that is very unique. And it's a story that none of us have ever heard before, that a lot of us need to hear. So he did a great job in telling that story and giving us a very realistic take on what happened. My other pick is for Mahershala Ali for Green Book. Again, I have not seen this movie yet, but I've heard nothing but great things, and Mahershala Ali is a knockout in everything he does. I have high hopes for him as a potential to take this Oscar. Okay guys, the next category is for lead actress. Now there's a lot of great actresses in this category. A lot of people are thinking that Glenn Close might take this award, but I am going to give it to Lady Gaga. Just incredible. She was able to sing live for A Star is Born, which we all know that Lady Gaga can sing, but she can act as well. She does an amazing job in this movie. She hits on every point, and she does a great job of portraying this very raw and personal role that we're not used to seeing from her as a person. What we know of Lady Gaga is these big elaborate characters and these big shows that she puts on. She was very stripped down, and she was very raw and personal in A Star is Born. She didn't have hardly any makeup on. She was portraying this character that is very introspective and not very confident. She's trying to figure out her way into stardom because it just hits her really quick. So we get to see that in a very unique way from an actress who we haven't seen much of, but a star we've seen a lot of. So Lady Gaga has got to be my pick for lead actress. Okay guys, for lead actor, I have 2 picks for this one as well. Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami Malek is one of my favorite actors. I have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody. I have heard incredible things about his performance. I've watched a lot of videos from the behind the scenes of what he was able to do to really capture this character of Freddie Mercury and just become his persona and embody the presence of who he is. So I've heard nothing but masterpiece from his performance. So he is one that I will likely probably take the lead. I also want to give a shout out to Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper gave us a very unique role. Bradley Cooper is one of my favorite actors. He has done a lot of my favorite movies, from Burnt to Limitless to even voice acting in Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Bradley Cooper. He does a great job. In A Star is Born, he was playing this unique role. Again, just like Lady Gaga, he is an actor that we all know, but he is not a performer that we all know. And he was able to create this country music star persona that was very believable. Immediately, right when he got on screen, when he was playing guitar and singing, we knew that that guy was a star, and we knew that he was a big deal in country music in this world that we're supposed to fall in love with and be a part of. So Bradley Cooper, very convincing in his role, especially when he is directing and writing this movie as well. So I have to give a shout out to Bradley Cooper for lead actor. All right, guys, so the final category is for best picture. The one that everybody waits for, the one that everybody stays up until the end of the day, or if you're not staying up till the end of the show, you are checking Twitter the next morning to see who won this award. Best picture is the sought after category every year. Now there's 8 movies in this category this year. It could go to multiple of them, but I'm going to go with my picks of who I think either deserves it or who I just really want to win. So I have 2 for this one. My first pick is for BlacKkKlansman. BlacKkKlansman was an incredible movie. It was a movie that I think everyone needs to see. John David Washington, who is Denzel Washington's son, did a knockout performance of just creating this very unique character that we're not used to seeing, and it's based in Colorado in the 70s, and it is just a very interesting story that we need to hear, and an interesting story that was done very, very well by this cast and by this crew and these filmmakers. BlacKkKlansman is an incredible movie that I highly recommend for you to see. That is why it is one of my picks for Best Picture. My other pick is for Black Panther. Now, Black Panther is the first superhero movie to ever be nominated in the Best Picture category. The Academy has had a hard time with putting blockbuster movies into their award shows. Black Panther is breaking the mold, and for great reason. It was one of the most culturally impactful movies in history, definitely in 2018. It came out in February of 2018, and it withstood the entire year to still be nominated for Best Picture for the Oscars. I think that alone is a big enough tell to say how good this movie actually is. The acting in it, Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, and countless more. I could go on and on about this giant cast and how good they did. The story, the acting, the visuals, the costumes, the music, everything about this movie was just incredible, and it definitely was my favorite movie of the year. It stood its ground from February through all the way to the end of the year. I think it stands alone outside of just being a superhero movie. It could be its own category, and it is a beautiful picture that needs to be awarded for its credit and everything that it did in the year. So Black Panther is my number one pick for Best Picture. All right, so that's it for my Oscars prediction video. I went through quite a few of the categories. I didn't quite get to all of them. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your predictions are by commenting below. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button or just keep an eye out for as I post new content. Either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. And as they say in show business, that's a wrap.